Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. This will be one of probably the last videos I'm going to bring you from the test server. I wanted to do one that was a little bit more up to date in terms of what you need to do to prepare for the DLC. I know it's like coming in a couple days, but I wasn't here on the weekend, so I wasn't able to upload. But this will be kind of like a final recap of what I know about the augments and DLC, everything like that. I just made this toon, so the missions are all going to be what you see when you log into the game tomorrow, so everything will look the same as it does in this video. As well as I'll put annotations on the side and on the screen, basically just for like my bullet points and stuff like that, just in case you miss over what I say. You can ask any question you want in the comments. I can maybe link a couple forum threads. But essentially, this will be what you want to do when you log on first to the DLC and what you want to do to prepare for it. So I'll kind of link... I'll probably do an annotation in the comments linking into both sections. So basically, what you want to do I'll touch on what you want to do on prepare, like what you want to do on live server right now to prepare for this DLC. It's not a ton you can do, but if you've got the materials, then yes, you can take advantage of it before the DLC. So basically, the first thing I want to mention is that pretty much every old crafting material, like enhancers or simple, complex, focusing elements, all that kind of stuff is going to be worth a flat 20 XP. So you don't have to worry about like making mods or doing anything extra like that. Just leave what you have there. What you do want to do, if you have exceptional recovery kits, those are the purple ones, the exceptional recovery kits, use those to take the exobytes out of your mod. So basically, those kits that take a mod, like, you know, Special Forces mod recovery kit or whatever, take all your mods out of your gear if you can. Like, don't go wasting marks if you don't have to, because it's not going to be worth that much XP. It's just because it's obviously 20 each, but it's something if you have it available. Like if you've got a bunch of those like Special Forces kits or like New Justice kits or whatever, use them while you can. Take the mods out of your current gear, then use your exceptional recovery kits to take the mods out of that, or basically the exobytes out of that mod. Now, what I mean by that is, say you have a Might New Justice mod. If you take out that Might New Justice mod, it's only worth 20 XP. But if you use the exceptional recovery kit to take the exobytes out of that Might New Justice mod, all those exobytes are worth 20 XP each. So that's, you know, 16 times 20 instead of 1 times 20. So obviously it's not like a night and day difference, but it's hardly going to be anything compared to what it's going to be like to salvage items. But it's still something a little bit more you can do to prepare for it. So if you've got those recovery kits, use them. If you've got the exceptionals, use them. Do not use the total recovery kits. Save those. Those now become exobyte boosters. Those are the most important things now. So if you've got a bunch from the past, great. If not, then, you know, think about buying some if you want to level up your augments faster. Other than that, there's really nothing you have to do to prepare. Basically, everything just turns into XP, like all your current crafting items. So don't. The other thing I should mention as well is if you've got white tactical mods, like, you know, Berserker, Supercharged 3, all that kind of stuff, you want to pop on the broker and sell those as fast as you can. Hopefully the people buying them haven't seen this video, but or read the forums. But basically, all the white mods become useless now. And what I mean by useless is that they're giving us all the white mods, like Power Efficiency, Berserker, all the Supercharged, all the critical ones. They're going to be in your base dispenser. So when you go to your base and that big list, that's going to have all your white tactical mods. They're not going to be sold on the Quark vendor. They're not going to be sold in... Well, they might still drop in time capsules, but, you know, there's no point. They're also not going to be obviously worth any money because you're going to get them all for free. So sell the ones while you can, make a quick buck. And hopefully they just are gullible and they haven't seen that. And that's confirmed by map, so it's not like I'm trying to, like, you know, joke you or anything like that. I'll link the comment here, his thread, but he said that they're becoming obsolete and they're going to be in the base dispenser, so I'll link his comment. Besides that, there's nothing really else that you can do to get ready. Just kind of maybe log in all your banks and see where XP is and kind of get them situated. Or maybe mail all your stuff so it's sitting on your main toon, so it's just a little bit faster to level up, and just save your total kits. That's about it. So in terms of what to do when the DLC starts in terms of augments, so basically you're going to be getting 3 missions in your journal. There's going to be one called Building a Power Base. There's going to be one called Teen Titans Judas Contract. That's your regular one that you have to do, like the the duo and then the alert and then the both raids and you get your rewards and stuff. Then there's cybernetic cores. So the other difference is before on test we had to buy those head mods. So these type 2 ones, the adaptive augments, we had to buy them. Now they're giving it to us so we can start to level those up right away. We just have to speak to Cyborg. So basically we'll do this one first. So complete your mission, the exabyte cache. So I've just completed that. And by opening it, so you'll see here, I'll just kind of separate it here. The way they've done this, as you can see from our last video, it's changed. We get 4 damaging golden exabytes, and we get 4 supporting golden exabytes. So what that means is that right here, so if I go to, like, say I'm a controller, like I'm a DPS controller, and I want to go might base, so I would still put in my 4 might ones, and then to fortify, I'm going to use 1 damaging exabyte per one. So that's going to get me that XP all the way up to 370,727. So it's going to go from rank 24 to rank 193. And you could technically do it again, but it's really not necessary. That it's overkill just to use that XP to get to max, because you still have to level it anyway. But if you really wanted to level 2, then by all means. It's the same thing. So we got this one. We got the other mate one. Last mate one. Okay. So now if I go to my augments, I've got my 4 might ones. Okay, good. Not sure how that one got 206. I guess I got critical XP and just didn't notice, or wasn't paying attention. But yeah, so we got the 4 augments, and I still have the 4 support golden ones. That means that we'll switch these out into VIT. And into fortify. Okay, so now I've used all the caches, and now I have the 4 might ones modded and the 4 VIT ones. Yeah, I got a couple criticals, I guess, because that one's at 199. So just hope for criticals the first day. And what we'll do is the next mission, Cybernetic Cores, we'll go talk to Cyborg. Okay, so in terms of what gear is worth what, I've got basically a selection here. So some of this gear will be current gear, like the 205 gear, 195. I'm also going to include what happens if you salvage the gear from this current DLC, but obviously won't be doing that for a while. OP ring, I've got this box I can open. It'll probably be lower because I'm not the highest CR, but still it's 207, so slightly higher. Green will probably be like 204, 205, no, 206. And then I'll show you what in terms, so we've got Black Age of Justice stuff, Fallen God, Gotham Outlaws, Energy Armor, stuff like that. So this would be like if you run older raids, like what you can expect from Salvaging. So basically, you've got 2 options here. So in the crafting menu now, if you want to make one of these exabytes, this is like the new crafting thing. So the exo material, that's for like the exo bits that you would gather, not the ones that you already have. So like say if you want to make 11-1, that's 556.24 XP, 32.31, 1857, 1106 goes down as well. In terms of getting these flawed ones, you're going to get these throughout salvaging and throughout contents as well. So I'll show you an example here. So we'll get these salvaged here first, so you actually see them all. Okay, so in terms of all those salvages, you're going to get a lot of materials here. The reason why you're going to get tons of stuff that they hardly ever stack is because the intention is that you use these right away to fortify and stuff. So that's why you don't want to be necessarily saving any of these things. So in terms of, like, say this one here, if I got 5 exo materials, which are like exo bits and stuff that you would collect, I could craft one of these ones with my flawed one to make it into a solid one, and then pristine. So basically, you're just using what you have. So say I have a flawed one, I'll make a solid, then I'll make a solid, then I'll make a pristine, stuff like that. So that's how you can craft to get it a bit faster there. Not sure what else. This will be all older stuff. But in terms of like what the XP is worth, fortified. So obviously this is some of the older stuff: 317, 469, 599, 715, 926, 1556, 1857, 32, 31, 2701, because that's the restoring one, 5624, 3800. So the reason why, the other thing that's important is when they say, like say if I go back to these augments here, if I do a VIT one, it says you get a 50% bonus for color matched exobytes. So what that means is if I go to fortify VIT one and say I'm going to use this one. So it's 1255 XP, 1255. That's because it's not like a VIT one. So if I use this VIT one, I get 50% bonus. So this one's regular XP, this one's bonus. So 1857 plus 50%. Because it's color matching. It matches VIT to VIT. Same thing. Might, resto, stuff like that. And then if you say you had a total recovery kit, you put that total recovery kit in this slot, and that would boost the XP of all these. So you could do like 4 total recovery kits in 1 exabyte, or 1 exabyte and 4 recovery kits, stuff like that to boost separately. But that's what it is. Obviously, like, and lower end stuff is going to be worth lower XP, but still worth something. So that's why you keep all your gear, don't salvage anything until you hit live. The other thing I'll do is I'll skip over to my other tune that has a bit more of the current DLC stuff. Just a sec. Okay, back on my other tune, which has some more stuff that I can salvage. So I just bought another vendor chest, so you can get an idea what that's going to be worth. The 211 hand blasters, and these are the exobytes are going to drop from. You're going to get these rewards for doing like daily. If I do daily missions, I'm going to get like the flawed cybernetic exobytes, the weekly bounties. You get the pristine, stuff like that. So pretty much on the loot table now for everything. You're going to have these cybernetics exobytes for each one, each type of reward, as well as you get some of these life force ones, which are just catalysts. But in terms of what the new stuff's going to be worth, that was 5624 MK11, 3800 dominating one. This is just a random 213 tank one. 5624. Considering that was a tank one, that it looks like the chances are random. I didn't actually see that in any of the threads, but it looks like because I salvaged tank cans, or were they tank cans? I'm almost positive they're tank cans. If I was wrong, just ignore me, but I'm pretty sure they're tank cans. And it gave me a might exabyte. So it just because it's a tank roll set, it's still random. It could be dom, might, prec, vit type of exabyte. But that's essentially it with the crafting system. So, like I said, every crafting item, complex, simple, enhancers, essence purifiers, focusing elements, stuff like that, is all going to be flat 20 XP. All your technically your recovery kits, your tactical mod recovery kits, all those kits are going to be worth 20 XP each. That's why what you want to do is go into server and take these out, take your mods out of your gear, and then use the exceptional recovery kits to take the exabytes out. And then you'll get more XP, a little bit more XP. It's not like night and day. It's like 400 XP versus 20 XP, so it's still something. And that's about it in terms of how you approach the augments. And then eventually you're going to be sitting at 4 might ones. If in terms of how much XP, 761,506 are all these ones. And then I've got 2 Type 2 ones, 446, 764, 442, 291, and I've got the first breakthrough. So in terms of what you would need for the second breakthrough, if you're curious, once you eventually get to that point, you just, oh, fortify the wrong one. Yeah, you just need a bunch of these catalysts. So 8 ones for that, 4 for that 118. Then the next one might need a purple one, stuff like that.